People at the diner still talk about the moment a quiet janitor, still wearing his faded work uniform and exhaustion on his face, walked straight up to a decorated Navy Admiral and said, "You're coming with me." Forks stopped in midair. Conversations froze. Even the Admiral herself looked stunned. No one knew what this man wanted. No one knew what their history was. And absolutely no one expected that within the next 12 hours, a secret buried for years would come crashing into the light, changing both of their lives forever. Samir Khan had learned long ago that life doesn't pause for people like him. As a single father, the world expected him to keep moving, no matter how broken, how exhausted, or how forgotten he felt. Every morning began the same. He woke up before the sun, packed his 8-year-old daughter Zoya's tiny backpack with lunch he barely had money for, and walked her to school with a smile he was too tired to wear. By 7:15 a.m., he was at the local community college, pushing his squeaky janitor's cart through empty hallways, still carrying the whispers of students who didn't even know his name. Life had a way of making men like him invisible, unless they failed or broke something. Yet through all the struggle, Zoya kept him breathing. She was the reason he worked 2 jobs, skipped meals, and ignored the pain in his chest from days of no rest. Every time she hugged him and said, "Daddy, you're my hero," he felt like the richest man alive. But behind his tired smile was a wound that never fully healed, the day his sister, Amina, disappeared during naval deployment. Amina wasn't just his sister, she was his best friend, the one who believed Samir could rise above everything. When the Navy reported her missing during an unauthorized operation, Samir questioned everything. Nobody told him the truth. His calls went unanswered. His letters returned with polite lies. The weight of her absence shaped him, sharpened him, and left a quiet fire burning in him every single day. He worked, lived, and breathed with a constant ache, until one Saturday morning at a small roadside diner, everything changed. He had taken Zoya out for pancakes, her favorite treat when he had a little extra money. The diner buzzed with weekend chatter, the smell of bacon and fresh coffee filling the air. Samir looked around with the kind of tired calm that comes from surviving too much for too long. Then the door opened, and the room fell silent. A woman walked in, tall, confident, seasoned by years at sea. The ribbons on her Navy uniform glimmered sharply under the diner lights. She carried the aura of someone who had seen storms and survived them. Admiral Helena Ward. The same officer whose signature was on the final report about Amina's disappearance. The same officer who told him his sister acted recklessly. The same officer who never returned his letters asking for the truth. Samir felt his heartbeat change. Zoya tugged on his sleeve. "Daddy? Are you okay?" He stood up slowly, feeling every wound, every question, every sleepless night catching fire inside him. Without thinking, without planning anything except the truth, he walked straight toward the Admiral. The diner fell silent. Even the coffee machine stopped dripping. Samir stood in front of her, just a janitor, but at that moment, a man with years of pain behind his eyes. And he said the words that made strangers drop their spoons and stare. "You're coming with me." Admiral Ward didn't move at first. Her expression flickered, surprise, recognition, guilt, maybe all at once. The tension hit the diner so hard even the waitress froze mid-step. "Excuse me?" she whispered. But Samir didn't flinch. "We need to talk. You owe me that." Something in his voice, something raw and shaking, made the Admiral nod. She followed him outside without argument, her posture tightening like she was bracing for a storm. Zoya, sensing the seriousness, held Samir's hand quietly. They sat at a small bench outside the diner. Cars passed by, unaware of the emotional collapse happening just feet away. Admiral Ward took a deep breath. "I knew this day would come," she murmured. Samir's jaw locked. "Where is my sister, Admiral?" The Admiral closed her eyes, and for the first time, Samir saw not an officer, but a woman carrying a burden too heavy for her rank. "Your sister was brave. Braver than all of us," Ward began. "What happened wasn't her fault. It was mine. Samir felt the words hit him like a punch. Every muscle in his body tensed. But he needed to hear every word. Ward continued, voice breaking. Amina discovered corruption on our base. Illegal trafficking. Operations happening behind our command. She tried to expose it. Samir's breath caught. Amina had always been fearless. Ward's eyes glistened. They threatened her. And she paused. I didn't protect her. For a moment, Samir forgot how to breathe. He felt anger, grief, and betrayal exploding inside him. But also a painful clarity. She didn't go missing, the Admiral whispered. She sacrificed herself to save her team. Tears burned in Samir's eyes. All the years of guilt, thinking maybe he failed her, fell apart. She died protecting others? He whispered. Ward nodded, her voice trembling. And she asked me, with her last words, to tell you that she wasn't afraid. Samir looked at the ground, tears falling silently. Zoya climbed into his lap, hugging him tight. Daddy, Thopo was a hero? Samir nodded slowly. Yes, she was. The Admiral placed a small metal pendant in his hand, Amina's necklace, the one she never removed. I kept it, Ward said softly, hoping I'd have the courage to face you one day. For a long moment, no one spoke. Just three people grieving a woman who had lived bravely and died with purpose. Then Samir did something the Admiral didn't expect. He forgave her. Not because she deserved it, but because Zoya deserved a father free from the weight of hatred. Because Amina wouldn't want her brother to drown in anger. Ward exhaled shakily. Is there anything I can do? Samir nodded. Yes. Make sure her story is told. Make sure she is remembered. Ward straightened, determination filling her eyes. I promise you, the world will know who she really was. And she kept that promise. Within months, Amina Khan was honored with a national ceremony, her bravery recognized publicly. Samir stood proudly, Zoya beside him, holding her aunt's necklace. They were no longer invisible. A janitor became the brother of a national hero. A little girl became the niece of the bravest sailor in her country. And the Admiral found redemption in telling the truth she once buried.